Supreme Court reinstates the lady judicial officer who had resigned following sexual harassment allegations that she leveled against a senior judge. The lady officer has now been reinstated. Meenakshi joining us live with more inputs. Yes, Meenakshi, over to you to give us the full context of the story. If you can take us through the sequence of events, please.
Well, that's right, Avida. Big victory being handed over by the Supreme Court to this particular lady judicial officer. That's the big news we're breaking on Mirror now at this hour. The Supreme Court has ordered a reinstatement of a former judicial officer who had quit in 2014, alleging sexual harassment by a High Court judge in Madhya Pradesh. Today, a bench of Justices Nageswara and Justice B.R. Gavai said that the lady officer's resignation following her abrupt transfer country and it's right. So that's the big news coming up.
Okay, we are not able to hear Meenakshi because of some disturbance in the connection there. We'll try and repatch the connection. So this is a big update. As Meenakshi was telling us, the lady officer had accused a senior judge of sexual harassment. Following that, she had tendered her resignation. Now, the latest development that we are tracking here is that the woman court officer has been reinstated by the Supreme Court. So this matter actually had affected the lady officer and her functioning as a judicial officer. She had put in her resignation. She's been reinstated. Meenakshi was taking us through the details. Yes, Meenakshi.
Safira, big massive victory being handed over by the Supreme Court to this particular former judicial officer who had quit in 2014, alleging sexual harassment by a High Court judge in the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Supreme Court bench, which comprised Honorable Justice Nageswara, Justice B.R. Gavai, have said very importantly that this lady officer's resignation following her abrupt transfer cannot be held to be voluntary and therefore it deserves to be set aside. The Supreme Court bench clarified that she would not be entitled to back wages and the court is not commenting on the merits of the decision taken by the High Court on the administrative side, which refused her reinstatement. However, the Supreme Court is of the opinion that this particular matter is something which is unfair and unjust and therefore Supreme Court is stepping in and reinstating her back. So that's the big, massive news coming from the top court as we speak, Afrida, because remember, this is a 2014 sexual harassment case after which she was abruptly transferred in the mid-academic session of her daughter. So with regards to that, we have some scathing observations coming in from the Supreme Court, which went ahead today and said, and I quote, a denial of a legitimate expectation could have led to desperation, exasperation and frustration. The frustration of this petitioner or the lady officer is evident from the language used by her in her resignation letter. She stated that she's been transferred to Sindhi in the mid-academic session of her daughter's 12th class. It had mostly affected the crucial stage of career of her daughter. She stated, therefore, that she was left with no option but to resign from her post. It appears that in a gruesome battle between a mother and a judicial officer, the judicial officer lost the battle to the mother, unquote. So very terse observations are coming from the Supreme Court, which is frowning strictly on this lady judicial officer who was made to resign after she was transferred amid the academic session of her daughter. And therefore, the Supreme Court's doors were knocked by her on this issue. And today, the Supreme Court handing her a big, major victory by ordering her reinstatement of Frida, and that too in a sexual harassment case.
Yes, absolutely. Big victory for the lady officer. Thank you so much, Meenakshi, for giving us the details.